please.
Dear Stephen Geiger, Michael Barenbaum, Rabbi Marvin Heyer, Dr. Kira Stein, and Professor Emeritus Dr. Judo Pearl. I'm honored to stand here today with you on this important occasion, and I would like to thank you for the opportunity of being able to speak at this event. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, my name is Imola Szabo, and I'm the Deputy Consul General of Hungary in Los Angeles. To be honest, it is not easy to speak here today, and not just because I'm the last one and everybody is hungry, but because we are not here to celebrate one of Hungary's glorious historical events. The reason we are gathered here is to remember the dark day of March 19, 1944, when the Hungarian Holocaust began. Today is an anniversary that is neither a cause for pride nor for joy. It reminds us of horror and suffering, of heroic deeds scattered with the inexplicable. An entry in the encyclopedia can at the most teach our children that the Holocaust is the tragedy of 6 million European Jews. Therefore, it is our duty to teach them that the Holocaust is not only the tragedy of the 6 million men, women, and children. It is the tragedy of all of mankind. It is a universal lesson. Murder, and especially genocide, is the violation of the right to human existence and the infringement of the duties implied by human existence. It is, in fact, the betrayal of the Creator. And apart from its universality, the Holocaust, for us Hungarians, is also our national tragedy, twice so. On one hand, because every 10th victim of the Holocaust On one hand, because every 10th victims of the Holocaust and every third victim of the camps of Auschwitz-Birkenau were Hungarian citizens. And on the other hand, because not only many of the victims, but also many of the perpetrators were Hungarian. The Hungarian government is clear about the responsibility of the Hungarian state. It is a fact that from 1930s onwards, the period of the rise of anti-Semitism reached Hungary and the Hungarian society, which also took shape in the intolerable and shameful restriction of the rights of the Hungarian Jews. Just as it is a fact that the mass deportation of Hungarian Jews from all over the country to the death camps took place after the German invasion on March 19, 1944. And it is also a fact that the organized and mass deportation of the Hungarian Jews could not have taken place without the active participation of the Hungarian administration. The Hungarian state bears responsibility not only for failing to protect its own citizens, but also for many of its employees who, by word, deed, or omission, became accomplices in the deportation of our fellow Jews. We know that facing the truth is a painful and long process that is fraught with controversy. Perhaps, by definition, this can never fully come to an end. Embarking on this road is a cumbersome process, but the only one that can lead us to a world in which Auschwitz can never happen again, never again. Facing the past therefore means that we make it a moral law to perform remembrance and put a ban on forgetting. Hungary, this post-Holocaust European country, has learned the historical lesson and will not let anyone forget it. We gathered today to remember those who perished. We gathered today to reflect upon what could have been. Most important of all, we gathered today so that we can learn. We will not forget those who perpetrate these terrible crimes, names infamous today, such as Hitler and Mengele, the Nazis and the Arrow Cross. And we will never forget the heroes, Karl Lutz, Roel Wallenberg and Hanna Senes. And we will not forget what happens when we allow ourselves to become bystanders, defend by silence, complicit by inaction. So, while part of this event is commemoration, remembering and educating, Part of it is an act of rededication. Rededicating ourselves to summon the strength to engage those with whom we disagree, and standing up to those who target the vulnerable, to those who use hate opportunistically, to those who use the sacred individuality of each of us to define, marginalize, and dehumanize. Rededicating ourselves to take steps together to ensure that we individually and collectively, as communities and as nations never allow this happen again, in Hungary, next door, anywhere. This effort to remember, to memorialize, and to speak the truth of what happened, honestly and openly, must never stop. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, one of our greatest Hungarian poets, Attila József, wrote a famous piece of verse about the Danube, Europe's greatest river, which is also a symbol of Hungarian history. 80 years ago, this river was the watery grave of many of our compatriots. Only their lonely shoes remained after the Hungarians who were shot and pushed into the river, the bronze replicas of which can still be seen on the vast embankments of the Danube today. This is the last verse from this great poem, and please allow me to finish my speech by quoting it to you. It's hard for human nature to make a true confession of the past. The Danube, which is past, present, and future, entwines its waves in tender friendly clubs. Out of the blood our fathers shed in battles flows peace through our remembrance and regard, creating order in our common matters. This is our task. We know it will be hard. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Szabo, for your profound words and for the words of the government of Hungary. And we at Mensch Foundation ask that starting this next year to celebrate, or at least to remember the 80th year, we would like to take every high school student at least one time to Mauthausen or to Dachau or to Auschwitz, and we'd need the assistance of the Hungarian government to implement this into the educational system. And I hope we have your help, and thank you very much for being here today. As they say in Hungarian, servus. Rabbi Heyer, Rebbetzin Heyer, we are friends, but more than friends, I have the utmost respect for who you are and what you have done, you together with your wife all these years, and to express my gratitude, as did Michael Barenbaum, my good friend and an advisor to the Mensch Foundation. Thank you for coming and accepting the Mensch Award. And as they say in French, seid gesund. Don't forget this before praise. This one too more. Judea, was machst du hier?
Hi, happy to see you. Manchmal.